it feels like we're trying to get integrated into the EG more system. Since there's the coach in IGL, I mean, assistant coach at the time, but that definitely had a lot of impact, in how EG played. I think Zix and Busio were kind of trying to get us integrated into their system, to how EG played.
Hey guys, this is Pedro and I'm back with a brand new interview again covering week 1 of the VCT Americas Kickoff 2024. I'm here accompanied by Bang of 100 Thieves, who were just coming off of a disappointing 2-1 loss to Leviatan in the opening match of their group. So, Bang, like I said before, thank you so much for taking the time. I mean, there was plenty of expectations about how this Leviathan team would fare against you guys, given the fact that they formed a like basically a super team ahead of the season. But for you guys is to almost come home with the W, despite that. I want to know how are you taking in the result? How are you taking in the loss? Just in a general sense.
Honestly, I'm not taking the result as bad as people might think. I feel like we actually improved a lot, and I felt like other than the first map, we were actually playing like ourselves a lot more. At least a lot more like we played in scrims. I think we know it went wrong the first map specifically. I think the third map was just a close series, and the second map we actually played very well and to our standards. But yeah, the first map we know what went wrong, and we're working on fixing that throughout the scrims until our Sentinels match.
Yeah, and I want to know exactly what do you think fell short of 100 Thieves, given the fact that it was your map pick in bind, and despite that, you guys lost to Leviathan 13-9. So what do you feel um caused the loss in that first map of the series?
I mean, I just think we were playing a little scared, and I think that we weren't really like taking the initiative. I think that we were just playing back and not like aggressive at all, at least on our defense. And I felt like that was a big reason why we couldn't get anything going, and we just kind of like let them hit into us, and they had strong executes, and we just got punished for it. I think that was the biggest reason why we lost the first map.
And so what was like the team discussions like um following that first map, and you guys were then preparing for that second map? Because in that second map it was Leviathan's pick and it was split, but despite that, you guys basically dominated from wire to wire, 13-3, extending it to the third map of the series. So what basically happened for you guys to dominate it in split in such a fashion?
We had a talk, and we made sure that we did not make the same mistakes that we did on the first map. We definitely play a lot more aggressive, a lot more to our like normal, I guess, a lot more standard, like how we play in scrims, I guess. Like I said, the first map we played scared for sure, and we were definitely taking the initiative. The second map we were fighting together. We fought a lot more in general, not only together, but I mean we just took fights a lot more, and I thought it was really good. And I liked their confidence in the second map. I don't think they had the best comp in the world, honestly. They had a very interesting comp, and especially Sova, because I mean if I haven't seen Sova played on Split in like a very long time, at least in VCT. Um, so yeah, it was an interesting comp that they ran, but I honestly think that was mostly because we played our game very well, and we played together.
Yeah, and of course that then led to the third map of the series in Icebox, and it was probably the most back and forth kind of map in the entire series. And then of course obviously didn't go your way um, at the end of the series. And so same kind of question regarding the first map. What went wrong in map 3?
Um, Map 3 felt like we were had a little bit of a slow start, but we actually brought it back pretty well. I was really proud of how we brought it back that half. Um, Honestly, Map 3, that there's one specific round that comes to mind where we were up 5v4, and me and Cryo fought B main, and I suppose it's really two crucial shots on us. We didn't expect him to be where he was, honestly, as well. And I don't know, he basically won in that round. Um, it was a really close round, but yeah, I can't remember if we actually. I have to check back if we won that round, but I remember that being, or if we won or lost that round. But I remember that being pretty annoying, and I'm pretty sure we lost that round. But honestly, there was just some small mistakes, little small decisions that I mean, not fighting together sometimes, lost us that third map, but it definitely felt like a different like game than the first map. Honestly, I think the first map for all of us felt really bad, and felt like we were not playing like ourselves at all. But third map, I mean, it was just a close series. They ended up being a little bit better than us, but only by 1 round or 2 rounds. So I mean, honestly, I'm proud of how we played in the third and second map for sure.
Given that you talked a little bit about Aspas and the fact that he also performed as one of the probably the best player in that map alongside Com, um, on the Reina, how much of an obstacle was Aspas, for the team, given the fact that he obviously finished off with most frags in the series? How much of an obstacle was he in general?
That I mean, Aspas is like one of the best players in the world. He's always going to be tough to play against, and he was playing very well, like he always does. He was just hitting his shots, pretty much all the time. I mean, just it made it really hard for us to play. He won them a lot of crucial rounds, and he was playing very aggressive, and it was honestly very hard to play against. And I mean, his play style is always going to be like that. He's always going to take the fights. He's always going to win them more times than not. He's just a good player. So we have to play around that and understand that. I mean, it's going to happen. He's going to have good rounds. That's who he is. He's really that good. But yeah, I mean, he was definitely, it was annoying to play against, and yeah, I would say that he definitely had a lot of impact in the map and when we lost the third map for sure.
Yeah, of course. And now I want to pivot towards, this 100 Thieves team. And, despite losing this match against Leviatan, it showed plenty of promise for the future later on down the line, not just for the present, but also for the future. I want to know, like, as someone that has been with the 100 Thieves team for probably now around a good amount of around 2 years. Um, and also the fact that you are working with new teammates such as Boostio and EU. How has it been trying to play with your new teammates and just having to integrate them into um, the 100 Thieves system? If that's the right thing to say? So how has it been trying to integrate your new IGO and then new other teammate into the team from your point of view?
For me, it actually kind of feels like the other way around. It feels like we're trying to get integrated into the EG more system. Some hints of M80 here and there because Dan or EU will bring up like things that his team did. But it feels like we're since there's the coach in IGL, I mean assistant coach at the time, but that definitely had a lot of impact in there, in how EG played. Uh, I think Zix and Busio were kind of trying to get us integrated into their system, into how EG played, and it's definitely a lot less of them trying to get used to how we play. I mean, the only thing that I'll say is like a lot of us have our own personality and play styles, and they have to think around that. Not all of us are copy paste of like the old EG roster, so he has to work around that, and him and Tony have to work around how we can find success with this roster. So, yeah, it definitely feels like it's kind of like their system, and we're trying to fit our, I don't know, you're basically trying to fit us like a glove in that system, basically.
Basically, like like EG 2.0 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I guess you can say.
Yeah, and I want to know your perspective as to how it's been, playing under an IGO such as Busio, reigning champion, world champion IGO, and how that kind of aspect has been for you. One of the things that he mentioned in a prior conversation that I had with him is just the emphasis on just making sure everybody's been comfortable and just making sure everybody's in the right headspace to just do what they want to do, in a comfortable way. And so, by that front, how have you viewed, his IGLing and how he has been managing the games during matches within the server, be it in officials and also outside of that?
Um, Definitely feels like I mean, he's like a leader in every sense of the word, honestly, Bustia. He's a very aggressive player. He's really, I mean, he's a lot of the times he's the one that's running in first. He's the one that's making the call that the play that he wants to make. He's the one initiating these rounds, initiating our mid rounds, initiating our mid round defensive fights, all that kind of stuff is kind of like what he does. So, I mean, it's really easy, and I mean, he's like I said, he is the basically the definition of a leader. He's really easy to play around and makes it very clear what he wants from us. So yeah, we're just trying to get more used to. I mean, at this point, we're pretty used to how he plays and what he likes to do. So just just trying to fix the small mistakes is the biggest thing. And yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course. And one more question before I wrap it up. More so, focusing on you specifically, given the fact, as I mentioned before, already member of Hundred Thieves and just having 1 year of VCT Americas under your belt. What do you feel was the one thing that changed the most for you when it came to adjusting yourself during the off season from the end of 2023 up until now?
Sorry, can you repeat that again? What exactly did you say again? Sorry.
Um, what was the biggest thing that you felt you adjusted the most from the end of 2023 during the off season and up until now?
Definitely a big play style change. Doing a lot more things that Zix has recommended. He has a very concrete philosophy about the game where he thinks. I mean, he has hard opinions on what's good and what's not good, and some things that I was doing consistently, he didn't think were very good, and some things he thought I was doing very well or that he liked that I was doing. He's just reinforcing that, to basically telling me to keep doing it, that kind of stuff. So I think the biggest adjustment is just trying to, like I said, fit more into that EG system, I guess. Just kind of fitting how they won and trying to understand how we can win, just like how they won. Because I mean, they had a really good system, they had really good fundamentals, and that's the biggest thing I'd say. We're trying to work on our fundamentals more than anything.
Yeah, and hopefully you're able to bear fruit, positive results, despite this recent loss, but hopefully later on down the future. Bang, like I said before, thank you so much for taking the time for this interview, and best of luck goes to you and the rest of the team.
Thank you, appreciate it.